technical challenge I encountered while working on the capstone project was creating a graphing function. Previously, each member of the team had made their own individual graphing function, but that came with many problems. First, each of them were hard-coded based on the data set that they were working on. Second, there was many different graphing types. Some graphs had lots of information displayed on them, others only had one graph. Others had multiple graphs laid on top of each other, so that you can see 5 different graphs in one plot. Um, the problem with this is that it came off as very disjointed, and you could easily tell that each function was created by a different person. My final product created a single uniform graphly that dynamically took in parameters and graph type and plotted them on the x and y coordinates. The benefit of this was that it could graph any function and any data set. It also had the benefit of now looking very uniform and looked pretty good. The results was that while looking very good and having only one graph, I failed to take into account that oftentimes when comparing data, you'd want to see multiple graphs at the same time. A different perk, though, was that the way it was coded was that all the functionality could be completely removed from the project and still work. All it needed was a data set, and they could then extract information from the data set in order to dynamically populate a list of possible variables. The problem with dynamically allocating variables is that if, for example, instead of 0, the dataset used NA to represent no data, it would not recognize that as 0, as it did not actually have to do any pre-processing on the data. Because I didn't want to make any assumptions about the data to keep it generic. What I would do in the future would be plan ahead. There's no need to create multiple functions that all do basically the same thing when you can create one function to begin with, rather than condensing down. Second, I would prefer to instantiate a coding standard. This way that everyone agrees on what a graph should look like and what a good UI system looks up. As during the technical challenge, me and a different teammate disagreed on what a good UI should look like, and we had to resolve that during the sprint. Thank you.